find ancient captains to speak to the unsettled salvager. Unlocked with Dreams of a Lady 1 and Dreams of a Lady No More Than 1, you have won.
What a good
Again,
system.
Extremely precise and readable system here.
It feels like it's notes for the designers more than it is notes for the player.
Yeah, it's like comments on your quest flags or something.
It really is exactly like that. It's like you're just seeing like the if statement printed out in a way that's really jarring. Okay, so last she speaks, I want to find Lady Black. Who's this again?
I think this is the other tomb colonist we ferried here who wants to find her friend.
Oh, she was a tomb colonist. I guess that makes sense.
Or maybe she's not? I don't know.
What a mystery.
That's the other problem in this game, is it's very easy to lose track of different story threads that you're following and then like just have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, because also characters tend not to have names. Almost always they just have like... and I actually kind of like this. And it also makes more sense in like it makes some sense because in theory, like a lot of the times these characters are like for repeatable quests. Or for, quests that you might attempt multiple times or from various angles. But basically, characters always have, like, adjective noun as their name.
Does anyone in this game have a proper name, actually? Like, aside from the gods and the Hunter's Isle sisters.
Well, yeah, there is the Hunter's Isle sisters, but also, like, characters who, like, there's, like, Mr. Fires, Mr. Wines, etc. Not many characters have, like... Oh, there's Mr. Morveod. What were you going to say, Chris?
I just... The sound design on this game always was weird to me, because it really does evoke, like, this, like, silent, nearly still giant pool of water rather than, like, a raging ocean. And it just seems like you're in an endless cave that it just has that, like a very placid lake that goes on for almost forever, rather than an ocean proper.
I mean, that's what it is.
So here we've got kind of the other side of this thing is like how it shows you that you've got stuff that could happen if you had the requirements, but you don't have them. So we could assist a specialized collector if our submarine was, your ship is capable of submarine travel.
Yeah. I'm with Alex.
Because then it just rubs in your face how much you screwed up.
Yeah.
And if our undercrow, the almost dead man, is no more than 0.
No, you didn't say it right. Unlocked with undercrow, the dead man no more than 0.
And our impossible Aurelian is also no more than 0.
Which is programmer speak for saying you can't have those two guys on your boat.
If we had 25 terror, we could buy wine for altogether too much money.
For those of you who are reading my LP on my website, chocolatehammer.org, I'm doing a Let's Play of the game The Guild. And in the last entry, I got the prompt, your fighters successfully plundered the Vagabond Camp Vagabond Meeting Place building.
Great. Awesome.
I love shit like that.
We found a little chapel. And for some reason, the picture over here is a heart. That's neat. Unlocked with menaces unaccountably peckish, no more than 0. I believe that's the cannibalism stuff.
Does anybody here want you to hunt down some barracudas?
I don't think so. Let's search the place. Yeah. We have failed every skill check thus far. Cool. And that was it. We're back to the... Okay. Let's gather gossip. That's port report.
That's the other thing about this game, which kind of sucks, is that like you and Alex said, like when you don't have enough for something, it's still displayed. So a lot of the times, it feels like you arrive somewhere and it's just like, oh, here's a bunch of stories. I can't participate in any of them. Okay,
Yeah.
bye. I'll come back, I guess. And that's actually not how the browser game worked per se. You would pursue a storyline, and then like an option might be grayed out. But the actual storyline itself wouldn't be. Okay. No more light, the obsequious... Okay, never mind. No more light, the obsequious steward cautions you that Curator is terribly frightened of moths. A bandit shape no longer than a child lies crumpled on a couch. It lifts its head with obvious effort. Do we want to listen to a whispered request? Ask about the Grand Sanatorium or accept a commission?
Unlocked with no more than 0 times the Neath bow, all caps. Yeah, sure.
Oh man,
we gotta find this guy some colors.
For fans of this game who feel like we're dumping on it, I apologize. Because the thing is, I've always been like out to bat for this game. I think that there's like a lot of creativity in it. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff in it. But I also stopped playing it, and it's almost like I'm kind of.
It sounds like I played it for a lot longer than you did.
I think you probably did. I only played about like 10 hours. I want to say.
This is a cool game to play when you just want to like chill and read somewhat spooky Lovecraftian-esque stuff with like, I don't know, a glass of whiskey or something.
I like all those
which
colors.
Is pretty much the context in which I play it. Yeah. I've never done anything on this. I always pick this quest up and I'm like, I have no idea what to do.
I mean, you say that, but the problem with this kind of game, and it's not a problem necessarily in general, but like, I've always found that I'm not able to play it with my brain turned off, or like just to chill.
Yeah.
Because if I don't pay attention, I immediately get lost on what the story is, and at that point, I'm just clicking on these random ass prompts for the thrill of it. Like, oh, I have all of these portraits. Now I can turn them in for another portrait. Perhaps that's unlocked more portraits. No, it's all the story. Fed the crew. That's actually not. That was in our logbook. It's always a good sign to see that. Actually, it's not always a given.
I probably should have bought some more supplies from London before we set out. Actually, because. So I think we'll swing back to London, and then we'll head east to try and go find the fungus station that the Admiralty wants a intelligence report on. So you just sail around, you mash the Z key on cooldown, your bat will fly out and tell you if there are islands nearby.
As you do.
Wait, we got a bat?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a Z-bat.
That's how we find land.
Not to be confused with the Zoo-bat.
Wait, so I thought the bats are what brought everyone underground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why are they our friends now?
Well, I mean, we live here.
Look, the bats...
Actually, it's part of the lore that we can't go back to the, like, there's a canal to go to the surface, but we can't survive on like proper Earth.
What do you mean, like, where does Sunless Skies
like
take place?
sunlight
does it take place above the Earth?
Dangerous to us. Like the world of like Victorian London, beyond Victorian London, still exists in this universe. Like, there's, we could go up and go hang out in Europe, but then we die.
So basically, all of England, or all of London, fell into a hole, and everyone became Lovecraftian creatures allergic to regular sunlight. But the rest of, basically, like, right now, Wild Wild West cowboy stuff is going down in America? Like totally regular cowboy stuff?
Presumably.
That's weird. How come we don't get any interlopers from the above lands down here?
We do sometimes, I think.
You know, it's funny. Did you guys realize how many settings there are that are completely independent of one another that have as a feature Victorian London not having any sun?
I haven't really noticed. Do you want to voice our little friend here, the blind bruiser?
I do, but I actually closed the stream for... Okay, here we go. Very fine evening to you, Captain.
Blind bruiser.
My, what you might call, mentor is very fond of adventurous sea captains, and he would like to offer you what you might call a dispensation, on account of he is so fond of sea captains. See, I am a professional voice actor circa 1998. I'm fully qualified to voice a Cockney henchman in a video game designed by some 8-person studio in Seattle.
Let's accept the dispensation. Nothing could go wrong with this.
I always get in hawk to the to the underground London mafia.
Yeah.
Well, my patron hopes you find these little gifts to your liking, and he expects that perhaps one day you might choose to call him at the Medusa's End. Should that day come, we will make you very welcome and give any safe conduct what you might require. Good evening to you. And anybody complaining about the accent, I'll have you know that is a flawless underground London accent, and you cannot prove otherwise. It's very very crucial part of the fallen Cockney accent is that you inconsistently pronounce H's.
We now have access to a bunch of like specialty merchants, so we can sell various stuff that we don't have yet.
Pretty much this game in a nutshell.
Yeah. Submit support reports and stuff. That's good.
I wacky parsed the Admiralty Survey Office with Surly, and I like the idea that he's Admiral Surly.
The Surly Admiral sounds like a character that would 100% be in this game. Yep, we've reduced our terror.
New recruit. Engage an officer, the Presbyteriate Adventuress. Engage an officer, Maybe's daughter.
Afternoon?
So they both increase Veils and Iron, but Maybe's daughter increases engine power as well, which makes us go faster. So I think we'll grab her.
Wait! Look at that last portrait. Unlocked with 30 times echoes times 0 Maybe's daughter. Unlocked with no more than 0 times no Maybe's daughter.
There's a lot of unlocked with no more than 0 times Maybe's rival. Sure, all right.
Why did they feel the need to display it like this? Would the game have been better?
You could parse this into proper English. Unlocked if you are not Maybe's rival. But that's not the way they wrote it.
If they didn't display these at all and just let you figure it out.
Yeah, I think so too.
No, I like being able to know it. Like, because it lets you see the... First of all, it gives you hints about the other potential narrative directions things can go. Because if there's a Maybe's rival, it means that there's some way that we could, like, piss her off and get in her bad graces. Or maybe it means we don't have Maybe's rival on the boat.
We've replaced our chief engineer. Oh, well. Let's get 2 more supplies, and then we will head out here. Boop.
So where are we heading, and why did we decide to leave?
We need to... The Admiralty wants us to gather vital intelligence from the Iron and Misery Funging Station. which is typically out here somewhere. So I'm heading that direction. We also, our main quest is to go down to the south and get coffee for that priest dude who will tell us about our father who died.
Coffee's not going to be good by the time you get back.
I know, right?
They're beans. No. I also think that this ship could stand to be like about twice as fast as it is. There's a whole lot of just doing this in the game.
Yeah.
And like
it's if it was a little bit more atmospheric, it'd be fine, but it's kind of not.
Yeah. Like to some extent, this is necessary for the game. Like, you want to feel kind of like you're out in the vast,
Sure.
underground sea and nothing's around. But
a little of that would actually have gone a long way.
The dark colors
on.
and the slow movement are not playing nice with YouTube compression.
Yeah.
I imagine these clouds look fantastic.
There's actually one thing that I do enjoy when I'm just sailing around, which is the logbook notes. You may have already noted a few interesting ones as we go through. A tiny breeze stirs your hair and dies. Oh, evil crab. Giant enemy crab. Attack its weak point for massive damage.
I don't want to attack its weak point.
Now, this is a game that's inspired by actual historical battles fought in London.
There is actually a naval battle recorded between a number of Greek triremes and a pod of whales, which is...
well, Shit, why did they make a PS3 brawler based on that?
It was towards the later stage of Alexander the Great's campaigns, when he started heading back from India and sent about a third of his army by ship to establish a sea route. And they ran into a bunch of whales, which, there aren't a whole lot of big whales in the Mediterranean, so the Greek sailors had never really seen, big, probably humpback whales before. And the captain drew up his triremes into a battle formation and charged this pod of whales, and the whales were just like, fuck this, and dived, and then reappeared on the other side of the fleet. And nothing actually happened, but it's the only recorded naval battle that I'm aware of between a fleet of military ships and some whales.
Okay, I feel they need to stress this. Humanitarian reasons aside, if you are ever in the bizarre position of discovering an entirely new species of sea monster, don't fucking shoot it. For God's sake. That's how it ends, motherfucker. That's how it all ends.